Hey guys, what's up? It's Jacob and welcome back to another video. Today I'll be talking to you about the last 10 number 1 overall draft picks in the MLB, where they are today, and how they're doing. So let's get started. In 2009, the number 1 overall draft pick was Steven Strasburg, and he was drafted to the Nationals. He has a 95 and 52 win-loss record. So, of course, most of y'all probably know who Steven Strasburg is. He is probably the number 2 guy for the Nationals. He has a 3.14 career ERA. He has 2 complete games, 1,461 strikeouts. He was a 3-time All-Star, and he also has the Silver Slugger as a pitcher. So we all know who Steven Strasburg is. He's a really good pitcher. And yeah, he definitely worked out well as the number 1 overall draft pick that year. In 2010, the number 1 overall draft pick was Bryce Harper, who of course just switched from the Nationals to the Phillies, as we all know. And we all know who Bryce Harper is as well. He has 187 career home runs, 280 career average. He has a career average of 27.4 WAR. He won MVP Rookie of the Year, and he's a 6-time All-Star. So his awards and everything else speaks for itself. Bryce Harper is definitely one of the best players in the league, and we all know who he is, and he is a great player and definitely worked out well as the number 1 overall draft pick. Alright, so in 2011, the number 1 overall draft pick was Garrett Cole. He currently plays for the Houston Astros. Most of us know who he is as well. He's 74 and 49 overall win-loss record. He's a 3.37 career ERA. He has 2 complete games, 1,029 strikeouts, and he's a 2-time All-Star. Garrett Cole has had some better years than others. I think last year he had a really good year. But most of us do know who Garrett Cole is. He is definitely a great pitcher. He would probably earn a spot in the starting rotation of any team in the MLB. Some teams he'd probably be a 1 guy, other teams he could probably be a 4 or 5 guy, but either way he is definitely a great pitcher. In 2012, the number 1 overall draft pick was Carlos Correa. Most of us also know who Carlos Correa is. He's a great shortstop for the Houston Astros today. And he has 82 career home runs, a 277 average. He has an 18.1 WAR. He won Rookie of the Year, and he has been to the All-Star game 1 time. So, Carlos Correa is definitely I would say, a top 5 shortstop in the MLB. He has had some trouble here and there with staying healthy, but I definitely do think he is one of the best shortstops in the league. He's done really good. He's been able to prove himself, and I definitely think he was a good number 1 overall draft pick. In 2013, the number 1 overall draft pick was Mark Appel. He's currently in the Phillies minors. He's at a AAA, and he has a 25 and 18 record in the minors with a 4.87 ERA. He's thrown 2 complete games and has 339 strikeouts. So I wouldn't count it as a bust yet. I think he's done good. I think he still has a chance to prove himself and make it to the Philly starting roster one day. I do think that there was other better players in the draft, of course, but he's still got time. He's still really young to plan out and see if he can make a career in the MLB. And then in 2014, the number 1 overall draft pick was actually Brady Aiken. I do not think he actually signed that year, but I think he was drafted again next year lower, and then he signed, so he was actually the number 1 overall draft pick that year. He's currently with the Indians, and he is on their single A team. He is 7 and 18 win-loss record with a 5.09 ERA and 147 strikeouts. So I definitely think that, of course, he's still really young and still has a chance to prove himself and become a regular MLB pitcher. But I'd say as of right now, he definitely is looking like a bit of a bust. He hasn't had that big of a impact on any of the teams. He's still in single A. So yeah, we'll see if he can turn it around, but I definitely think as of right now you would like to see him farther and progress better than he has. So in 2015, the number 1 overall draft pick was Dansby Swanson. He's currently the starting shortstop of the Braves. He has 25 home runs, 244 average, and a 2.8 WAR. Dansby Swanson, I think he's definitely a good shortstop. He has had, like last year, had a wrist injury and he was plagued with injuries, and he didn't really have much of a team around in the past 2 years. So I think this year's going to be the first year we really get to see how good he can play. And so far he has stepped up to that challenge. Right now he's batting over 300 and leads the Braves in home runs. So we'll see. I think this is going to be a big year for him to develop into a player and see how good he can truly be. In 2016, the number 1 overall draft pick was Mickey Moniak. He's currently in the Phillies AA, and he's hit 12 home runs, has a 259 average, and he is the Phillies' number 5 overall prospect. So, of course, now we're getting to the part of the list where it's a little bit younger guys. None of them have had a chance to go to the MLB yet or develop into MLB players, but, he is a good prospect for the Phillies. I think he has a good chance to maybe not be an all-star in the MLB, but at least be a regular starter in the MLB, but maybe he can progress to more. So in 2017, the number 1 overall draft pick was Royce Lewis. He is currently in the Twins high single A or A+, whatever you want to call it. He has 18 home runs, has a 287 average, and he is the Twins' number 1 overall prospect. Like I said before, he hasn't had time to develop to get to the MLB yet, but I definitely think he has a very high ceiling and has a great chance to be a regular shortstop in the MLB. I think he has a good chance to be possibly all-star, rookie of the year, win tons of awards if he can progress to the player he could be. And in the most recent draft in 2018, number 1 overall draft pick was Casey Mize. He was drafted to the Tigers and he's currently in their high single A. He has an 0-1 record with a 2.89 ERA with 22 strikeouts. He is also the Tigers' number 1 overall prospect. Again, he hasn't had any time to develop to get to the MLB yet, but the way he looked at Auburn and the way he looks now, I definitely say he has a good chance to be a really good pitcher, possibly a 1 or 2 arm on a good rotation. And he has one of the nastiest pitches, I'd say, in the minors for sure. So that is the last 10 number 1 overall draft picks and where they are at now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.